this is a debate over faith versus equality. And that seems to be back. Because today the Supreme Court will begin its day-to-day hearing on the women's entry to the Sabrimala temple. But the Supreme Court is expected to hear a batch of nearly 66 review petitions against a September 2018 judgment allowing women's entry into the Sabrimala temple in Kerala. Now, what is being said as far as the details that are now coming in of this Sabrimala showdown that is expected in the Supreme Court? Let's take you back in time as far as the timeline here is concerned. What really happened back then? Well, on the 7th of April, which is today, is when the day-to-day hearing is expected to begin. And a 9-judge constitution bench is to be the ones that would be hearing this hearing on a day-to-day basis from April 7th to 9th. What has now been said that the parties supporting the review are expected to present their side of their arguments, and from the next dates, which is 14 to 16 parties which are opposing the review will be presenting their side of the argument. Then on the 21st and the 22nd, a rejoinder submission is expected, and on the 22nd of April, the hearing is expected to be concluded over these 66 petitions, what we are looking at, as both sides would be heard by the top court. Now, in the meantime, let's also talk about, interestingly, hours before the scheduled top court hearing, the Kerala government seems to have shifted from its previous stance of active support for women's entry into a more neutral position. Now, in a fresh written submissions to the Supreme Court in March, the left government suggests that any decision regarding the long-standing temple custom should be made only after wider consultations with the religious scholars and social reformers. In simple words, Kerala government has now refrained from explicitly supporting the entry of women into the temple. Let's connect with Harish on this. Harish, good morning. It's going to be a big day as far as when it comes to these day-to-day hearings are now concerned. But this is, again, as we said, this is going to be a debate, especially when it comes to faith versus equality for women.
Yes, that's right. Amita, a big day as far as the Sabrimala controversy is concerned. The 9-judge multi-faith bench, which also comprises the only Dalit and the woman judge of the Supreme Court, will be hearing a batch of petitions which have challenged 66 review petitions, as you rightly put, which have challenged the 2018 judgment of the Supreme Court, which had allowed women of all ages, even of the menstruating age between 10 and 55, to enter the Sabrimala temple. And as you rightly put, Amita, the Kerala government has taken a U-turn, and even yesterday, reconfirming its U-turn on Sabrimala women entry issue, Kerala's CPIM-led LDF government has returned to the Supreme Court appointed Nodal Council to be heard on the side of the review petitioners and not the respondents. So the government has refrained from explicitly supporting or opposing the entry of women, instead positioning itself as a neutral party that defers to the sentiments of the devotees.
Yes.
In the written submissions given in March, the LDF government has suggested that any decision regarding the long-standing temple custom should be made only after wide consultation with religious scholars and social reformers. This is the same party, Amita, which had the same government, LDF government, which had in 2018 said that the exclusion of women is discriminatory against right to equality, and also violates the Article 15 and also the several other sections.
So that also needs to be talked about, Harish, at least, what made the Kerala government actually change, its previous stand to what it now stands for today. Because elections are due as far as in the state now is concerned. Are it now keeping it a very neutral position owing to the elections that is taking place in the state of Kerala? But we'll stay on this story. Harish is continuously being with us because this is something that what happened back in 2018 as far as the Supreme Court Sabrimala verdict is concerned. We'll get you this very short explainer, because the court back then had ruled that the tradition cannot override when it comes to equality. So except one, that what we are looking at is the dualistic approach that degrades, especially when it comes to the women's approach. What we are looking at, patriarchy of religion, however, cannot trump faith. When it comes to faith, it is all about the importance that we need to give, irrespective of the gender in particular. The dogma that seems to be clouding the relationship with the divine, with the deity, who of course is the one that is being worshipped at Sabrimala. And the court says that the faith cannot be used to deny women their fundamental rights. So this is as far as what back in 2018 had happened, back to the Sabrimala order that was given by the Supreme Court of India. Meanwhile, let's in the meantime also talk about several issues that have also cropped up, because these issues which the court has now made a decision how far religious freedom actually extends and whether it can override other fundamental rights or not. Now, at the heart of it is balancing individual rights, the denominational powers and the defining of the limits of faith under the constitutional morality. That seems to be what the court is actually expected to decide in the issues that are now being framed by the Supreme Court bench for adjudication. So what are we looking at? One of the issues that the Supreme Court may take note of, what's the scope of the right to freedom of religion under Article 25. This is something that the Supreme Court will be delving into detail. And how does Article 25, which pertains to individual religious rights, and Article 26, which is denominational rights, how do they interact? And if there are any semblance in both of them. Another issue is Article 26 rights, are they subject to other fundamental rights as well when it comes to beyond public order or even morality or health? Well, that is another issue that the Supreme Court may look into. And does morality, because this is as far as when it comes to very definition of that in Articles 25 and 26 include the concept of morality or not? That is also one of the issues that the Supreme Court will take up, and especially when it comes to its own position, because what are the limits of the judicial review when examining protected religious practices under Article 25? What has been going on for centuries, can it now be changed today, or will tradition prevail? And what is the legal definition of these sections of Hindus as used in Article 25 2b? Another issue is, can an outsider or non-member challenge a specific religious practice through a PIL? Well, that also seems to be one of the concerns, that even if someone is not a Hindu, can actually challenge when it comes to a tradition or a practice that is followed by the people who are observers of the Hindu faith. Arpita, good morning. Big development there so far. But the biggest one so far that has now come in is from the Keralam government. What has now prompted this change in their stance?
Well, good morning, Amita. First of all, this hearing is very crucial because this comes just 2 days before Keralam goes to vote. Other than that, what you mentioned rightly is Kerala government's dilution of the stand, which earlier in 2018 said that they welcomed Supreme Court's decision that women's entry should be given between the age of 10 to 15. Now, when they had to file a petition, they have said that religious scholars should be given a chance to discuss, and accordingly, there should be a decision taken. But when we spoke to the Chief Minister, he had said that there is nothing, there's no U-turn or there's no dilution of stand by the government, because in 2006, 20 years back as well, the CPM had a similar stand in 2006 as well. They had clearly mentioned this, that religious scholars, a group of religious scholars should be formed. We should take their opinion, and only then a conclusion should be made. So this has been CPM stand since day one, is what the Chief Minister has said. Time and again now, the ministers, because it's the election season, ministers have made it clear that they are not going to take any decision that will betray the devotees. They will take all the decisions keeping in mind that what the devotees want. And
of course, the outcome which is expected to shape the contours of constitutional morality and the denominational autonomy, and also gender equality, because that is all, what is at stake before the bench. It is not just merely the legality of the Sabrimala restriction for certain women at a certain age, but at a wider constitutional reckoning on the limits of the judicial review in the matters of religion. Thank you very much for the moment, Arpita, for joining us here on the broadcast. And to you, Harish, as well. Let's in the meantime also talk about another controversy, because this is what President of the Congress,